Yo, what's up guys? It's Mac from the Rockets Game Corner, aka your coach of the Rustboro City Stoners, and I have week 1, the season tip-off of the Indigo League of Legends, the rematch of last year's championship, your Rustboro City Stoners versus the Aston Villampharos. That is really hard for me to say, and my man, Master Roshi. 3 things before we get into this battle. It's going to be a long battle, so bear with me. Number 1, the battle layouts and the battle thumbnail for this week were done by The Real August. Definitely go check him out. Awesome dude. And yeah, just go check him out. He's a great guy. I'll leave the links to him in the description below. Also, check out my opponent, Master Roshi, trying to do the whole YouTube game, and he has some really good post-com, some really good narrations. He needs to get his GFX game up, but besides that, the dude is really good, so definitely go check him out. He's in a bunch of leagues. Number 3, if you guys could leave me 2 comments in the comments section below, I would love you forever. Number 1, let me know if you guys like live comms or post comms better. And number 2, please leave me a interview question, a post-game interview question, whatever that may be. Mac, why did you do this? Why did you do this? What Pokemon on his team gave you the most trouble, even though you watched the battle? But just... yeah, leave me a comment, because I want to do the post-game interviews more frequently. The only reason I didn't do them that much last year is because I didn't get enough participation, and that's mostly because I didn't advertise it that much. I would always forget to say it in my narrations, so... but yeah, if you guys could leave me one of those, that'd be awesome. But here we go, let's jump right into this battle. Well, let's talk about his team first. So, he is bringing the Roshi core, as I like to call it, Clefable and Rotom Wash. Last year, it was Clefable and Gadahita. Rotom Heat, but we drafted Rotom Heat this year. He's our boy now. So he's using a broke man's Gadahita. He's using Gadawada, which is his Rotom Wash. He also brought the Scizor and Lopunny, and what this means, I kind of planned for the Scizor, but what this for sure means now that he's brought the Scizor is that it is banded and specifically there to defog and to banded bullet punch my Mega Altaria. Now, I thought this would happen, so I brought things that are able to deal with banded Scizor, basically. But yeah, and then he has Mega Lopunny, which is always scary, but again, we have the checks to Mega Lopunny. He brought Darmanitan. Darmanitan is scary as hell. Darmanitan is so dumb. I'll talk more about Darmanitan a little bit later in the battle. And then he brought the Virizion. Virizion, he picked up at the last second, basically, the last second before we started team planning. And I didn't really put much thought into him bringing it this week, but as you look at my team, it does work to my entire team depending on what kind of set he brings. So I am really, really scared of that thing. Immediately looking at that and being like, oh shit, that thing is going to be scary. But looking at his team, I feel like my obvious lead is Skarmory, so his obvious lead is the Rotom Wash. He can Volt Switch on anything on my team besides the Excadrill, and I wouldn't want to switch in my Excadrill on a Rotom, thinking maybe he'll just go for the Willow or the Hydro Pump, like predicting that. So I thought there was pretty much, I mean, I also have Rocks on my Excadrill, so if he leads the Clefable or whatever, I get up free Rocks. If he leads the Lopunny, I immediate switch into Skarmory. If he leads the Darmanitan and goes for U-turn, I don't have a switch in, I just get kind of fucked. But but I kind of banked all my cookies on him starting with the Rotom Wash, and let's get right into this battle. I'm gonna throw out my trusty boy. Hey, there I am. Wait, no, that's him. Just kidding. There I am, and there I'm throwing out Caddyshack, the mole. Now, Caddyshack the mole is shiny, and he's gonna throw out Gadawada. I got pretty lucky on this. I mean, I kind of predicted it, but I also, I mean, I got lucky that I ended up going with that. But he's gonna switch, and I just go for the Earthquake. Trying to be safe. I didn't know if he was Scarfed or not. I figured based off the fact that he left that he would think I was Scarfed, so I wanted to keep up that charade for the rest of the game. So I also don't really know what this thing wants to do. Probably just Secret Sword and hit me for a butt ton of damage. So I'm like, I'm gonna leave, but he leaves first. If I stay in and just click Earthquake again, like a real ass dude, he just dies. Like, he just straight out gets evaporated right now, because I am E-Belt. He just dies. But I go into the Lorax. He actually doubled predicting the Skarmory to come in, but I go into the Lorax, and this kind of sucks. He goes for the Willow, and that's really, really lame. I didn't really think about that. Probably should have, but he avoids the Leech Seed, which is lame. So now I'm like, alright, well, he's going to for sure go into the Clefable now, so might as well get up a Poison Jab and see how much this will do. And he does go into Pacha the Clefable. which does also show me that he is Magic Guard. I wanted the poison to verify that he was Magic Guard to me, but it pretty much already tells me that he's Magic Guard by the fact that I smacked him in the face, or by the fact that he came in on something that could smack him in the face with a Leech Seed. I don't think there's any other reason for him to do that. And right here, I kind of let him get up his rocks for free. I could have gone into my my Excadrill, but I feared the Flamethrower, so I just went for a Horn Leech, hoping that he would proc my Citrus, and then with a Flamethrower, and then I would just Horn Leech up and Citrus up, and then be fine, and just be able to figure something out about this Pokemon. So now I kind of predict him to leave, and mainly because he didn't go for the Flamethrower, so I figured there was no way that he had it, and it's a very easy switch in to just go into the Darmanitan. So I go for the Leech Seed. I also wanted to be 100% sure that he was Magic Guard, so either way, I figure something out. But I do end up getting off some awesome stuff on this Burr right here. Now, I kind of predict him to go for the U-turn, but I also know that the only expendable Mon on my team... Oh yeah! I forgot. I go for the Protect first, but I forgot to mention this at the very, very beginning. Now, shoutouts to my boy Sketchy Smeargle for genning my team. He genned all the Pokemon completely correct and everything, except for my Ursaring. Now, my Ursaring was supposed to be Quick Feet, right? So that I can outspeed the Rotom Watch and hit it with a Facade and be like, bitch! But, wait for it, I'm unnerved. Which I didn't realize until this. So I'm like, okay, well, my Ursaring is extremely expendable. I don't care what happens to this thing. I'm just going to throw it out there no matter what, because I have a Toxic Orb on an Unnerve Ursaring. So, that sucks. I do still have the Facade and stuff like that, but at this point, I would have outsped this Rotom Wash and smacked it with a freaking Facade, which would have done like 60%. Ah, sigh. But I just go back into the Lorax here, predicting the Willow again. I mean, not predicting the Willow, predicting the Volt Switch again. And he does do that. Now, I assume he's just going to go back out into the big bad man Darmanitan, but I get to proc my Citrus Berry. This probably wasn't the greatest play to switch into this, actually. I also really, really wanted to find out what kind of Rotom it was. The fact that he switched when I was in with my Excadrill made me think that he wasn't Scarfed, but he still very well could be. Now, I'm going to take some burn damage. This thing's going to come in, and I'm like, okay, well, I was just going to stay in and take whatever and then just die from the Darmanitan. But since this is coming in, I really don't want to give Mega Lopunny a kill, because I think down the stretch of the season, I'm going to be fighting this thing for MVP of the league. And I didn't want it to take a free kill like that. So I just switched into my Skarmory Cragly, and Cragly's like, oh, you're going to hit me with a Fake Out? That's adorable. You're going to take more from Rocky Helmet than I'm going to take from your Fake Out. He's going to withdraw because he doesn't want to touch me again, seeing that I have the Rocky Helmet. He's going to go into Burr. Now, I take that opportunity to be an absolute G and go for Spikes. Now, Spikes are up on the side of the field. Spikes do a lot of damage to his team. Now, I'm going to... I'm going to cough. That's what I'm going to do. Jesus Christ. I'm going to switch into Yogi Feral and just kind of sack this thing off, because I'm like, whatever. I don't even care. This also, I mean, number one, I did not need this thing. This thing was complete trash on my team and was just basically sitting there. It also kind of puts a seed in his mind that I'm going to switch when he has Darmanitan in. I know he's choice, whether it be Banded or Scarfed. He might have brought, yeah, he might have brought Scarfed. I can't remember. But he might be Banded or Scarfed. He is, oh my god, he is Banded or Scarfed. So, it makes him think that I'm going to switch out, so to program him to go for U-turns later on, predicting my switches. But I'm able to go into Azumarill, which is the ultimate revenge killer. But I just go for the knockoff, because there's no way that he'll stay in. Like, there's no reason for him to lose one of his win cons, like, right away. And I'm going to stay in because I am bulky Adzu, so I know that I can take pretty much anything that this thing wants to do to me. I knock off the Choice Band, so it does a lot less damage than it would have anyway. He goes into Gadawada, and this was a perfect opportunity to go for knockoff, because I knew he would U-turn out, because there's no reason for him to stay in it and do anything else. But I just go for the Waterfall, and for being times 4 resisted, that does some sexy damage, Peekaboo. That does some sexy damage. I like it. But I'm going to switch into Lorax now. My go-to check for this stupid thing, he's going to go for Thunderbolt. And Thunderbolt plus Burn is going to be able to 2KO me, so that's the saddest of days. We're going to go down 4-6, down by 2 already. Sigh. Week 1 down by 2. Now, at this moment, we called a timeout, right? We called a timeout. Wait, was it this moment? It wasn't this moment that we called a timeout. We didn't call a timeout yet. We've lost kind of the momentum, right? So, I take the rocks damage. I could go for my rapid spin right here, and it probably would have been a much better play, but I really thought that he wouldn't do the same prediction twice in a row and switch into the Virizion. So again, I fall into this trap of just earthquaking this thing. Now, okay, at this moment, he's now predicted me again. We need to make, all right, so I'm gonna pause it right here. So we take a timeout, and we start to think, because all right, he's up 4-6, he's up 2 Pokemon already, he has a lot of momentum, he has this bulky Virizion that's checking a lot of my team, not even just checking, it's countering a lot of my team. I sit there and I'm just like talking to the guys, what are we gonna do, given our little game plan, and Skarmory just stands up, and he's like, Coach, I remember how it felt to beat this guy last year. Now you're going to put me in, and I'm going to carry us to fucking victory. So after that earthquake, I was like, all right, there you go, Skarmory. Go do your thing. So I threw out Cragly. How funny would it have been if I wouldn't have thrown out Cragly right there? Oh my god, it would have been hilarious. But he's going to go for the Synthesis, which I didn't know that he would have, but that's so good. So he's able to get back up to maximum health, and that's really, really annoying. Because even though he was predicting me every time, I was starting to at least wear him down. Now he goes into Burr. Now he's going to take Spikes damage. Remember earlier what I said about this man? Thinking that I'm going to switch. And I'm like, you know what? That is fine. I roost up as he switches, by the way. So I don't outspeed the Darmanitan. I roost up as he switches. So I knew that he would know that I wanted him to go for Flare Blitz so that I would switch, right? Well, I'm not switching. He can take Rocky Helmet damage all he wants. Skarmory is like, I can take it, Coach. I can do it. So he's going to sit there and do the meanest of plays, Whirlwind on the Switch. And this is so funny to me. I don't know, this is so funny. But it brings out Burr again. And Burr is now going to take the meanest damage from Spikes that he has ever taken in his entire career. He's going to go for the U-turn again, predicting my switch. And Skarmory's like, no, Coach, you're leaving me in. I really wanted to take him out right there. I really, really did for his own safety. But he's like, Coach, leave me in. I got this. I got this. And he was right. He 100% right. All on the Skarmory right there. My boy Skarmory. And he just roosts up right in this man's face. He's like, I don't even care. Now you die. It's Spikes when you come in. So he has the Gadawada. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp and misses. Cragly's like, we ain't going. And he whirlwinds out Pacha, which is really funny. It doesn't take any damage from the Spike, so I instinctivly know right here that this man is Magic Guard. So I get up my second layer of Spike. So we at 2 right now. He goes for Moonblast, and I'm like, that's funny. So I do have Iron Head. I am packing the Iron Head on this Skarmory. I didn't bring an attacking move in the championship, so I didn't think he'd think I'd have one. I was hoping to catch the Clefable because it actually did a mean amount of damage to the Clefable, so I wanted to hopefully catch him. But he goes into the Scizor, and he's going to take the 2 layers of Spikes, and he's going to take my fiercest Iron Head. Now, all right. I didn't know that I would outspeed him right here, so I thought he was going to defog, and I was going to get up Spikes again. Okay, that was the plan. I don't know why I thought that he'd be faster than me. There's no way that he would be, but in my mind, I was like, I'm Skarmory, I'm slow as fuck. So that really, really sucks. That loses us a lot of momentum by the fact that I just wasted that turn. I could have gone for Iron Head. I could have roosted right there. I could have done a lot of things. I end up roosting on his switch the next turn because literally he can't touch me. He really, really, really can't do anything at all. Even if he has the superpower, it does like literally nothing. So we see a high jump kick from a Mega Lopunny. Does literally 0. And he's taking Rocky Helmet damage. I'm going to roost all that back up. Skarmory's still in control of this game. Just beasting and feasting right now. Just completely going off. He's going to go for high jump kick again. And I'm going to take it in the face. And Cragly is going to once again roost. Oh, no. Sorry. I saw the damage, so I knew I could get a layer of spikes up before. And I guess he was going for the crit or something, but he goes for the high jump kick again. And it brings me out into the red, which is kind of scary, but not scary enough because I'm just able to roost back up. I'm kind of fearing a crit at this point, but barring a crit, I can wall this thing forever, and it's going to die to Rocky Helmet. So I think he figures that out, and he starts going for Drain Punch, which is going to end up being about even. He's going to lose as much as he gains, so we're going to be at about the same thing. However, I'm able to roost up a lot more than he's able to deal. So this now becomes a weird, like, stall war between Megalopony and Cragly, because I'm able to roost forever, basically, and he's able to Drain Punch for a long time. And he's just going to go back to wherever he was, if not gain a little bit maybe. But I did the calc and I saw that Iron Head does about 25 to 33%. So barring the roll, I have a chance at killing this thing right now. I wanted him to go down a tad more, but I couldn't figure out whether he was gaining more or losing more from the Drain Punches. It was like really, really weird. So I decided to go for the Whirlwind. And when it would come back in on rocks, I would be there to do the thing. Now, this time I knew that I would outspeed him. He takes the spikes damage. I know he's going to go for Defog. It's the only way. Skarmory takes the first kill of the season for us. Big plays. Big plays by Skarmory. Now those spikes are there to stay forever, which is huge. And the Megalopony is going to come back out. And now it takes the damage, and I'm like, okay, this is perfect. And now I'm at the point where I can just hit him with an Healing Wish. Now we can bring the Darmanitan in at full health without dying to hazards, because we had spikes up. That thing was dead. The Darmanitan was dead. Ah, that's so frustrating. So he's gonna go into Burr, and I couldn't do anything with my Iron Head. He would have died to spikes without that Healing Wish. That Healing Wish was clutch, man. Very good play by Roshi. Very good play. That was super clutch. He takes the damage right there. And honestly, I want to stay in because I don't need this thing anymore. The Megalopony is gone. The more damage I can get off on this thing, the better. I'm able to give him Rocky Helmet and Recoil instead of him just killing something else and taking only Recoil. So now he's down to below half. I'm able to go into Pika Blue. And, again, he has to keep this thing alive. It's very obvious he has to keep this thing alive. So I just get to click a nice and powerful Assault Vested knockoff right there, and that's going to do a good amount of damage. And it's going to bring him down to a point where I can just kill him off with Aqua Jet, so that was huge. The Rotom Wash is now gone. Crazy how the Azumarill actually killed the Rotom Wash right there. He's going to bring out Pacha. And at this point, I was still kind of scared he'd have Flamethrower or Fire Blast, to be honest. But he hadn't done it yet. He had plenty of opportunities to. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go in. Like, it's whatever. And I no longer have hazards on my side of the field because he defogged earlier. So he now doesn't have a chance to set up rocks. That was his chance right there. He's not going to have one again. So we managed to bring this back slightly, and we're slowly gaining momentum back. I'm just going to go for Iron Head, which would one-shot the Clefable from anywhere. Like, it one-shots it from 100. So he's going to take spikes, and then Iron Head, we're just going to bring him down a little bit below half, about 45, 48%. I can't stay in, though, because he does outspeed me. I'm not Scarfed. I'm Expert Belt, so I have to leave. And I could have played this a lot of different ways. I could have gone into Keldeo and sacked the Keldeo, and then kept Pika Blue for later. But I think my best play due to speed ties with due to potential speed ties with the Virizion is my best play to sack the Azu and then go into my Keldeo, because I believe was my play, because my Keldeo was the only thing that'd be able to touch us. So Keldeo finally making the mascot, our mascot, finally making his first appearance. And I'm just going to go for the Hidden Power Ice, thinking that does the most amount of damage. I didn't run Calcs that turn. I didn't know that Secret Sword did more. Secret Sword one-shotted for sure. Not from 100, but from where he was at, it would have taken him out. Hidden Power Ice would not have. So we see Pacha's going to take all that. And now, wait, all right, okay. Sorry, I went ahead a little bit. This is the most crucial point in the entire game right here, in my opinion. Well, one of the two. This game is going to get very, very, very sketchy, very, very close down these last couple turns. But this is a very, very, very crucial part in this match. So I'm in with Keldeo against his Pacha. I have my Excadrill left. I have only Keldeo and Excadrill. He has Darmanitan, he has Virizion, and he has Pacha. So right here, my obvious switch would be to go into the Excadrill. And if I go into the Excadrill and he doubles into Darmanitan, I lose because now I have to sack one of my 2 remaining Pokemon. And either one that I sack, I now no longer have a check for what's left. So basically, I'm forced to either Calm Mind up on Pacha's face, which was a potential solution to winning the game, or I would have to just fire off a Scald and hope he knows that he wins by doubling into Darmanitan and catch the Darmanitan on a switch. So I had to choose between those 2 options. It was really, really hard. It honestly came down literally to the timer, and I just clicked one. I couldn't switch into Darmanitan. That wasn't, to Excadrill. That wasn't even an option because I could completely lose the game doing that. So it came down, and I clicked one, and he switched into Burr. Burr's gonna take spikes, and Burr's gonna take a Scald. Let's go! It literally came down to the timer, and my first move was Scald, and it just clicked Scald for me. It knew that I wanted to do it. And now Pacha comes back out, and now, okay, we have this same situation. God, Clefable's eyes look scary as fuck right now. We have that same situation where if I double into the Excadrill and he switches into Virizion, I have a very hard time winning the game now because I'll have a very hard time killing Pacha at the end. I could potentially win by double Calm Minding and then firing off a Scald and hoping I win, but I don't even know if that would work at this point. It'd be really, really, really close. It'd be really, really, really close, and that's hoping he doesn't get a special attack drop on Moonblast. So it would have been really, really iffy, but we would have had a potential to do it. However, I digress. So I could switch into the Excadrill, and if he switches into that, then I lose. However, if he stays in Moonblasts, it'd be really hard for me to win if I stayed in with Keldeo. It'd make my win condition so much harder, considering I, at this point, believe that Virizion outspeeds me because I have Hidden Power Fire, which means my speed IV is a 30 and not a 31, and we naturally speed tie, so that would theoretically make it so I would lose that speed tie. But I do, however, switch out into the Excadrill. And he is going to make the play, Mold Breaker coming out, of going for Moonblast and not switching. So this was huge. Now he's not able to switch because if he switches into the Virizion and he takes an Iron Head plus Spikes, he dies. So he's not really at a situation right now where he can do that. He kind of has to just let Pacha die and hope he can take an Iron Head and then hit it with something. I assume he could only hit me with Moonblast, which, as we saw, does nothing anyway. He brings out the Virizion, and he's going to take Spikes damage. And now this is really, really weird, okay? So he goes for Synthesis, and he does outspeed me, so there's nothing I can really do there. That's just really, really suckish. So that's one Synthesis. He has 5. I go for Iron Head, and I crit him. I don't kill him, but I crit him, makes him go down to red. Makes it so he has to Synthesis again right away, and he's not going anywhere. That crit definitely mattered a whole lot. I go for Iron Head again, trying to bring him back down. I crit him a second time. I max roll crit him twice. That's actually crazy. He's gonna go for his 3rd Synthesis. I'm gonna go for Iron Head. Boom, and it's gonna bring him down to the yellow. I believe it mattered. I'm under the impression that it mattered. You guys can do your own thing. That was his 4th Synthesis right there. Iron Head is going to bring him down to a little bit below half. At this point, I think I've lost. He goes for the Leaf Blade. That was only 4. Oh, he Synthesised 1 time earlier. So he's used 5. He didn't have PP ups on his Synthesis. So he used all 5 of them. Had to kill me right there. Now. No. Okay. I go into Keldeo, and let me tell you why this is really, really, really weird. Okay, now I don't die to a Leaf Blade. However, it's really, really close. It's a roll if he's adamant. It's a roll. I could die to it. I mean, it's like a 4% chance, but there's still that chance. We naturally speed tie at, I believe, 108. It might be 110, but I believe 108 we naturally speed tie there. I have Hidden Power Fire EVs, or IVs, so that I can like hit the Scizor. This is really weird because he should then naturally outspeed me if he has a 31 IV in speed. Like, he doesn't have to invest at all, and a not speed decreasing nature. However, he might have done a speed. He might be like, not sassy, but whatever the defensive, whatever the defensive boosting one is. I don't know. He might be a defensive negative nature, because as we see, I outspeed and I kill him with a Secret Sword. So that was one of the weirdest matches I've ever played. That was crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. I got really lucky. It was really, really fun, but I really, really feel for my man Roshi, because I got really lucky at the end. There was those two 50-50 plays where if he doubles, he wins, and I just didn't double. And I mean, I didn't double, and he did double, and I won. But it's just really hard for me to wrap my mind around this one. But it was crazy. I'm very, very, very happy with this. Rustboro City Stoners play Eric next week. Eric is another very good battler. It'll be another rough one. Hopefully we can pull that one out. But thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Remember to leave me a comment in the comment section below letting me know an interview question, a post-game interview question. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.